there we go. Your magic number 5.
5. It's a
You got
magic
5
number.
on it.
Oh, whoops. Send. Okay. Right. So, I guess as the cameraman, you can be free to kind of move around and record as you see fit. But I would invite everybody else to pick a space in the circle of friendship. I mean, the round table. The round table.
I like that we're social distancing in VR.
That's right. It's polite to have at least one space between everybody. Even with the bubble on, it can get a bit, it can get a bit tense at times with the social distancing. Right. So we'll just give it a second to see if Alex can get in. I've sent him the invite. He's still at his home at the moment, but maybe he'll be able to get in a second. You guys didn't have any problem getting in, did you?
No.
Okay, cool. So let's just chill for a sec. Now let me check my... Okay, no, I got it. Can you see this scrolling?
No.
Yeah. So it should say our open activities up there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I salute you all.
Hi.
Hello.
Robots win.
Oh,
How are you guys?
good.
Very
How are
well,
you?
Good. Now that I'm in.
And you look awesome as well. As a
So
green
thank you.
and white themed robot.
I like the pink one as well. Okay. So were you about to leave or?
No, actually, Ivan says to just go ahead. So we're just going to have a quick run through of what we've been doing. And Anton is going to record it for us.
Okay.
And then we'll share this with Nation Builders afterwards.
Good.
But yeah, so I'm going to just activate my loudspeaker somehow. Okay. I'm going to disable lyrics. Okay. Right. Alex, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you stand on one of these circles? And then we shall begin. Oh, by the way, Alex, can you see what's on this screen?
No, it's actually black.
Okay, so that's 2 black screens. What browser do you use?
On which the browser of
Your regular desktop
Opera.
browser. Opera.
Opera.
Okay. So this probably won't work so well then. Well, I guess I'll just give an update then. So
Well,
let
right.
me just. So basically, what we're seeing on the board now, some of us at least, is our open activities tasks. Freya, can you see them?
Yeah.
Okay, so Anton, myself, Freya, we can see these, but some people, and I think it's because it relies on the Chrome browser. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my theory.
Because I got Chrome as well, but right now I downloaded VR from the Steam, and I'm not even using Opera whatsoever.
No, that's fine. That's not a problem. Anton has it from Steam as well, but I guess it's just hit and miss then. But we need to figure it out, otherwise this platform isn't going to work. But it's really cool to see everybody in here,
We did it.
because this was our test, you know. we wanted to try and hold a meeting in virtual reality. And yeah, we're doing it now, so it's pretty cool. It's a shame some people couldn't make it due to technical issues or due to workloads. But ultimately, it was one of the things we set out to do, so I'm very pleased about that. So I want to start with the Space on Earth photo contest. So we've had this running for a couple of weeks. It's to mark the Day of International Human Space Flight, which is going to be on the 12th. And we've got some entries in, not many, but the prize for the entries was a free t-shirt. So we're going to be announcing the winners for those as well on the 12th. So Ivan has said that we can also go on his podcast and announce them live on the podcast as well. So that's going to be very cool.
Yep.
So another thing we're working on was Nation Builders TV. We want to create some kind of a TV channel for nation builders so we can express our thoughts and share our discussions and share content with people that we think they might enjoy. Actually, this test is part of that activity because we're thinking about using virtual reality and filming inside the virtual reality. So, you know, we would have a stage, we would have people in virtual reality, kind of doing a VR podcast style. And Anton is recording and using OBS. So we'll see how that turns out. Because obviously this meeting will be recorded and we can now potentially share it. So good step on there. So that's that virtual reality TV program. Right, another thing that we've been trying to do recently is promote the group so that we can get more people joining. It's slow, but steady progress. And actually, Asgardia, the official administration, have started to take an interest in nation builders as well. And they've actually started to interview our members to find out what we think about Asgardia and what we think needs to be done to improve it. So they actually even referred a member to us, which I think is pretty interesting. So I had a very long conversation with Asgardia. They have told me that they are also going to be setting up their own Discord group as well. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen in the future, but Nation Builders will continue on and will continue growing and reaching out to new people. We've got about 40 people who have now subscribed to us, so we can, they're subscribed to our mailing list. And we haven't actually really utilized that functionality yet, but I'm hoping that when that grows, it means that we'll be able to get our message out to a lot of people for things like future contests. So that's going pretty well. The werewolf game, the Asgardian werewolf game, I'm not really sure what's happening on this. Do you know, Vicky?
I think we're just waiting to get 8 people together, and then we can have a game. I think we're up to about 6 or 7, if I remember rightly.
Okay, so it's still in progress then. We just still need more people. And that's actually where we had it at last week as well. So we really need to try and push that out this week. Nation Builders crew survey. So we basically have, let's say, 2 levels of nation builders. There's the people who just join the community, who just want to hang out. And then there's the nation builders crew, who are the people who are committing to volunteer some of their time. And we want to start organizing the crew members so that we know what skills we have in nation builders, how much time people want to spend helping out, and what their passions are, so we can connect them with projects they'll be interested in. And so one of the things that Anton and I have been doing is creating a form so people can enter that information into the form, and then we'll have it on file. So that will be one of the first steps to, say, joining our like official crew. That isn't to say that
Okay.
people who aren't on the crew can't be involved in what's happening. It's just that to be on the crew, we're going to expect a certain level of commitment from people. And that's why we have that distinction. Oh, so we had the online discussion about decrees 41, 42, 43, and Lembit OPIC's video. And it was actually a really fun day. Really fun meeting. I don't know what you guys thought about it. So Lyric and Anton, you were both there.
Yeah, it was
did you
really
enjoy
fun.
it?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
I agree. It was very good.
So we had.
Oh yeah.
I bet you
If you muted yourself, I guess I cannot
really
be heard.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was such a blast, and there was a lot of like a good mix of like fun and like serious discussion. And I would love all of our meetings to be like that. So
Yeah.
So that was a big tick. I wonder if I need to.
Have we passed on our thoughts yet, or are we waiting for people to kind of have a bit of a listen and maybe contribute if they want to?
It's a good question. Anton, I don't know if you muted yourself or not, but I've unmuted you just in case I muted you. So feel free to remute yourself if you want to.
All right, can you hear me, Anton?
Awesome.
I can't hear Ivan.
Oh, you can hear me?
So you can relay Ivan's messages to us.
So you do hear me, Anton, but they cannot.
Anton, you get megaphone. Okay. Right. So so going back to that, we had a very fruitful online discussion about the Citizens' Rights Act, the Civil Servants Act, and the budget of Asgardia. And so, yes, you were just asking if we've got our response prepared. So I'm drafting up now the initial open letter, and then I'm going to offer it out to nation builders to add their feedback as well, in sort of comments form, and then I will add that into the open letter. So essentially there's going to be the sort of main body of the open letter, where we'll be talking about the kind of general concept, where we feel perhaps it's not well enough defined, or we feel that it doesn't really take into account the digital elements of our community, for example. And one of us, it could be me, but another member of the community will hopefully read that out on Ivan's podcast as well.
Cool.
And then, of course, we'll share it on social media and hopefully get some members of parliament in on that discussion as well. So we want to increase the number of French-speaking members. And this is something that Benny was hoping that we would work together on. We haven't really connected on it, but the plan here is, of course, to have as many people from as many Asgardian backgrounds as possible, and Benny has just so happened to want to help push that forward for the French-speaking community. So we've gained a few members there, but we need to do more to sort of translate material and advertising material to push that out to get more members as well. So expanding the Discord server functionality. How did you get on with that? I see already that it looks cool. The structure is changed. So that's pretty good so far. Do you have any feedback on that, Vicky?
Yeah, I did just a bit of tidying up, obviously, and sticking stuff in. I did look into the bots for translations, but the problem with them is that all of the free versions, and to be fair, most of the paid versions, the way that they translate is not by user. So if we have someone wanting to translate, the messages will appear within the channels, which I think will just be really kind of a bit annoying and disrupt the flow of what we're saying. So that's really annoying that it works that way, because I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to find something that translated but just so the user could see it. And that
right, so instead of
unfortunately not the
broadcasting
case.
it to the whole channel, it only showed up to
Yeah.
the user so they could see the translation.
Yeah. And I
That's
don't know
definitely
whether-
something we need to address, though, if we can,
Yeah.
because we have so many languages in Asgardia. If we can find something that works,
Well, the
we
only
should
other
look
thing-
into it.
The only other thing that I could think that might be a workable solution is if people open in their Chrome browser specifically, but Google Translate has a Chrome extension which you can then use to automatically translate. So but that's something that individual users could do if they're struggling.
So maybe if they
instead of
open
using
up Discord's web client, are you saying?
Yep, that's right. And then use the functionality of Google Translate applications within that, not having to cut and paste, but it should do it automatically.
Yeah, as the new text comes in, it automatically translates it.
Yeah, it
that would
should
be
do.
worth at least checking out and suggesting to people to try if it's any good.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it could be a good solution,
Mhm.
even if not a perfect one.
Yeah.
May I give you good news?
Yes.
I am French from Montreal.
Hey.
That is indeed good
So-
news.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously you gave a good answer by saying that we can use the Google Translate platform that can give us, I don't remember how much character. The other day I placed a too long text.
Yeah,
that it
I think
told
it's
me
2000.
2000, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but we can do it that by 2-3 tries, and then tac, we got the text. But obviously I will read them all as well in French, so to see if there's any too many mistakes, or maybe just give some words that could have been better translated. Sometimes Google makes some mistakes, as everything.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like any help we can get would be great. It may be worth looking into getting a forum for nation builders to handle the longer form discussions, because then people can use formatting and they can paste in more than 2,000 characters. And then they can also use translation on that too. So maybe that's something to look into. I'm not sure I want too many channels of communication, because I want to kind of centralize as much as possible. So if we can have some Discord translation solution, that would be great. So thank you for that, Alex. So one of the big things for this meeting especially is that our Space on Earth photo contest it is finishing in the next couple of days.
Today,
Based on the
in
number of
fact.
entries, we don't really need a judging process because we already have a pretty good idea of who we're going to be awarding the prizes to. And I am going to be giving out some prizes to nation builders. So I don't want to invite a judging session which is what we originally planned, because we just we didn't get enough non-nation builder participation. So to keep it impartial, I will hand out the awards. Then we're of course going to make a big noise about that by sharing the winners, creating a dedicated page on the website, and sharing that on social media. And of course, encouraging those people who did win to take pictures of their t-shirts, either wearing them or just owning them. Because what I'm hoping is that when we, prove to people that it was legitimate, we'll get more interest in the next one. But because that contest is finishing, we do need to think of our next projects. So this is a good idea for people if they have any ideas or suggestions, to put them forward. But I'll just tell you what we have currently planned. So a couple of things that we want to do in the next few weeks at least. I want to host a debate about lunar mining and mining celestial bodies. I don't know if any of you guys have seen, but it's been quite a hot topic in Asgardia, because the head of nation actually responded in person to some of President Trump's comments, saying essentially, the way that Trump is going, it's going to be turning space into the Wild West, and there's going to be a new gold rush, and there's going to be cowboys out there, chasing people down and stuff like that. And some people found those comments to be quite inflammatory. But I think Nation Builders has a duty to bring a moderated and mature discussion forward about these things, because Asgardians have a lot of different cultures. So I think we need to set up either a discussion or a debate about it, where we have some people arguing for and some people arguing against mining celestial bodies. And we can also invite along somebody like Paul Lovett, who he actually was very strongly for mining the moon. And he actually openly criticized the head of nation's comments about that thing, about that concept. So it's obviously an issue that people are kind of undecided on. So what do you guys think? That would be a good idea for us to host a debate on that, or a discussion?
Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be really cool.
Cool. Anybody else?
That would be hard. That would be hard though.
Hard? Why?
Oh, all good for me.
Because, like you're saying, you aborted the space command issue. And regarding, have you guys seen the interview of Elon Musk with General Thompson at the Air Force Commission?
No?
No, I don't think I said that either.
Okay, so there's been, I think it was in 19 or before the coronavirus, there was a big commission of all the Air Force that is going to take part of for the full year of the first year of the Space Command for the new projects. And Elon Musk went to of kind of what we can say now, the new Space Academy. He even actually said in front of many Air Force jet pilot of that the F-15 and these types of flighting are currently overpassed.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the meeting, he totally said that the Starfleet Academy is now we're going to make it. So if by making all the new space programs that he made, and Have you seen the space engineers and space intelligence on Facebook about all the SpaceX coming?
Mm.
Okay, so I don't even know why I asked the question, because the Space Command Center has been closed, well, shut down from the YouTube, so where we could see all the missile, not the missiles, but the jet, the fusée. Sorry, I am translating in my mind. There were We all have the information of the program, the okay, sorry, the jets, not the jets, but the flight that they sent with the dragon. And
Yeah.
so okay, so we all the command center went down, but we all have the information of all the jets that are going into space. So if we could have the ability to, or else work with them, or to totally be against them, by saying that the space is not going to be a new war space, but to be really useful as getting together to protect the earth and humanity, as if it would be like the new earth protectors.
Yeah, but I think the issue that people have there is that it's not, you know, there's not a lot of trust for the American government to be at the head of that program. And there are people who think that the moon should not be mined, and there are people who think that the moon should be mined. And I think the points you're making are really good. And you know, if we have, for example, a debate or a discussion on that topic, those would be the kind of interesting points to make.
Exactly. And because, like you're saying, that's going to be Mars next as well.
Exactly, yeah.
And for all the materials, as long as I couldn't have the funds and the laboratories or everything, we won't be able to build the first materializer. You know, as to get all the atomic compounds and everything, and then realize them to materialize totally from the molecules and the atoms from the thin air. I mean, we won't have it yet. So until then,
But in short, though, Alex, you think a discussion on it would be good, though?
Exactly.
Okay,
So
cool.
we need to get the materials and the matter, but that's why they think as fast as saying that we need to mine, or else the lunar or the meteorites or new.
100%. But I think like that is exactly why we need to have this discussion, because
How
there are,
many
of course,
people
there are those two camps of people. Anton, did you have something to add? Yeah, brilliant. In that case, I think we add this to our task list, and we'll try to set up that discussion. And maybe we do kind of try to lead it as a debate where we can have people putting points for, against, and sort of, sort of tally them up at the end and see what the general sort of main points for both camps are, and then produce some kind of infographics off of those points. So that could be a really interesting exercise, I think. Personally, I'm not sure where I sit on it yet. I see the practicality of it. Getting stuff off Earth up into space is so expensive. But getting something from space into space is not. And there's a lot of good materials up there. But at the same time, I think what people are worried about is that kind of like, we just pillage and destroy all nature. And they think we're going to like scourge across the universe like that or something. So we'll see about that. But that's great. I'm glad you guys agree. So the debate is definitely something we'll do then. Something else I wanted to try in the next few weeks is a small scale live music show. I'm not going to use the word concert, but it will take place in virtual reality, where we will have, for example, a musician playing a set of music for us, which we will be able to listen to and record. Because one of the tasks that Nation Builders has is to later in the year put on a virtual reality concert of some sort. So I want to start getting some tests going for that as soon as possible. So would you guys be interested in joining us in something like this, which we can also live stream, and listening to a musician play some music for us?
Well,
Nobody. Okay, don't worry, we're not doing it. I don't like music either.
No, I totally agree. It's just that we are totally at the beginning of the Player One movie, as if it were back in time before it gets
Exactly. Yeah.
the VR. You know, like making those types of reunion that now that we're in quarantine as well.
Exactly. So I think it will be cool. So,
Yep.
what do you guys think, Anton, Lyric? You like the idea?
Yeah, I like that idea. Have you any idea where you'd find a musician within Nation Builders? Do we have anybody who
Well, I was just
is
going
a
to do some
talented
yodeling.
musician? It's going to be your karaoke night. Isn't
It's
it?
just going to
That's
be
what
me,
it
yeah.
is. Uh-huh,
It's
okay.
my life. No. No, so we've got a member of parliament, Cheryl Gallagher. She's very musically talented, and she's also a bit of a music producer. She may have some connections for us if she doesn't want to do it herself. So I've reached out to her on Facebook to ask her if she would be cool, either connecting us with someone or playing for us.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. What does Ivan think? The man on the phone?
Sure. But can you convey, or can you guys hear me actually?
Sure. Nice. Thanks, Ivan. Such interesting input from the man on the phone. Brilliant. So that's two pretty
No,
cool
but can
things
you
we're going
hear
to
me?
do. And the third thing that I would love to try
But they cannot.
is to
All
actually
right.
record a VR podcast of some sort,
Okay.
to just have a go at creating something for Nation Builders TV, which is one of our objectives. Just to see if the community like it, if it could be interesting enough, and for us to actually get a bit of practice in. So I'd like to achieve that in the next couple of weeks as well. So that's 3 tasks that I like for Nation Builders. As you guys know, we have a whopping £16 in the bank.
Ooh.
So, there are limits to what we can achieve. But does anybody else have any ideas of things they would like to try, to get running? Any projects they would like to start? Yes, Anton. Hang on 1 second. I just got to grab where is it? The microphone from. Okay. Yes, sir. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, if they'd be willing, that would be a cool idea. How about you, Frey? You doing anything with assets? Anything?
What are you gonna say?
I was just wondering if you had any ideas about like 3D asset creation. You're a bit of a 3D kind of artist, aren't you?
Kinda.
I saw
create
your
something.
Igor Hasha Bailey 3D model.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So yeah,
Yeah, I can help create something.
cool.
I'm gonna try to look if I can try to create some assets that I can give to you, and maybe you can place it somewhere in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have some kind of world building facilities which we can use in this world. And I was also looking at another one called VR Chat,
Yeah, I
where
think
you
it's
can kind
easier.
of
Yeah,
create, yeah, you can
make
create a lot
own
easier there.
avatars.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing I was thinking, which I thought could be kind of cool for us, would be to look into creating a nation builder uniform. So we can be in VR chat with our own kind of gear on, nation builder uniform, because VR chat's also something we want to try out.
Yeah,
Because we're looking for different solutions to find the best ones for us. This is a good one, but it doesn't mean that we won't jump into VR chat, because it looks like in VR chat we do have more creative freedom. So maybe we
Yeah.
can do that next week as well. Do some tests in VR chat and see what it's like there.
Does it cost anything?
It's free to use.
Oh,
There's a desktop client for it as well. So for people who don't have VR, can come in through the desktop client. It still doesn't work on Mac though, Ivan. So that will always be an issue for us for the short term. On Mac, there's less kind of support for the virtual reality. So I'm just going to do a mic drop and then I'll jump back over there. Right. So that's a really good suggestion. Is there anything else? Of course, it's anything people would like to do. It's not mandatory. We've got plenty of work to do. The idea is that we're kind of scaling things up. So we're starting with small projects, easy wins, learning how to work together, growing the community. And then the more we progress, the bigger our projects can become. The more volunteers we have, the more money we have, then we can start looking at things like scientific projects, launching our own satellite, those sorts of things. I would love to address the problem of space debris with a program of drones and things like that. There's a lot of things we can look into, but those are going to be real big projects. And right now we need these small wins. And I really appreciate everybody who is helping to like, to share, to moderate Discord, those sorts of things. So that if there is anything you want to do as well, please let me know so we can help you as well. And we can all work on it together like we're doing with these projects. But yeah, so that's really everything I wanted to cover. I will update this document. I will remove the completed tasks. I'll add the new tasks on there. And if you want to help with any of them, please just let me know and I can help you get involved and we can push things along. But that really is all I wanted to talk about for this meeting. So thank you very much. Anton, hopefully, I don't know, maybe I can give you the details for the YouTube account. Or you can just send me the video via WeTransfer or something like that, and I can upload it. And then I will be able to share that with everyone else. So yeah, that's it. So guys, during the next week, I'm planning to be on this app and on VR chat, and I'll let you guys know when I'm going to be on. He said if anybody just wants to come along, hang out, shoot some hoops, throw some beanbags, those sorts of things, and we'll do that. Obviously, it's a bit late for some people to start now, but I've been in there with Vicky and Anton. It was quite a lot of fun, just sort of hanging out, watching live streams, listening to music, and it's a really cool way for us all to sort of get together. So Yeah, thank you very much, guys. You're free to
Welcome.
leave or go wherever you please. But yeah, don't be a stranger.
Oh, no. Thank you very much for the creation of the